Good morning, children. How are you guys doing? Is this working? Can everybody hear me? Yeah. Okay. So I have a special friend here today. Some of you guys met her earlier. Her name is Rosie, and she's 2 years old. Does anyone know what kind of bird she is? Yes, AJ.
Macaw.
She's a macaw, close, but not a macaw. Renee? She's a type of parrot. She's actually a rose-breasted cockatoo. And she's 2 years old, and she's going to be here today listening to the children's story too, okay? All right, so today I want to tell you a story about one of my friends, and she was moving into a new apartment. And she moved in, and before signing the papers, she sat down with the landlord, and the landlord said, okay, I just want to remind you that you can't have any pets in your apartment. The only pets we allow are birds. So she was sad, because my friend really liked cats. So she said, are you sure I can't get a cat? Just one cat, she won't be any harm, and she won't cause any harm, I'll just keep her inside the whole day. And he said, no cats. So she said, okay, I won't get any cats. So she moved in, and she got all her stuff inside, and she realized that the apartment was kind of lonely. So she said, you know what, I think I need some kind of animal. So what kind of pet do you think she got? Yes. She got a bird. So she actually got 2 birds. She got 2 parrots that look kind of like this, and she named them Sebastian and Da Vinci. So they stayed inside, and what do birds like this usually do? If you're around talking all day, what do they like to do? Yes?
They repeat after you.
They repeat after you, right? So let's see if Rosie's going to talk for us. Hello? No, maybe not now because she's a little nervous. But usually they like to talk and repeat exactly what you say. So if they hear noises like the phone ringing, and the phone, what sound does the phone make? Goes ring, ring, right? And the birds will go ring, ring. So over time they stayed with her, and they would really funny because people would knock at the door, and then they would answer, hello, who's there? Hello, who's there? And so she really liked her parrots, but she said, you know what, I really want a cat. I still want a cat. And she had a friend who was giving away her kitten. And she said, you know, I'm going to take the cat. I know I'm not supposed to have a cat, but I'm going to take the cat and I'll sneak her in and I'll hide her so no one will ever know. I'll just not tell anybody. So she got the cat and she hid her inside. And she was really good. And a few months went by. No one ever knew that she had a cat. So when she wasn't home, the 2 parrots were home with the cats. And what do you think the parrots learned from the cats? What kind of sounds do cats make? Yes?
Meow.
Meow. So the parrots, they're so silly, even though they're not cats, they started saying meow, meow, and repeating the cat. So one day the landlord has a surprise visit, and he knocks at the door, and he says, hello, is anybody home? And my friend wasn't home, but her parrots were there. So who do you think answered? The parrots, right? And they said, hello, who's there? Hello, who's there? And the landlord said, it's me, open the door, but my friend wasn't home. So he waited for a few minutes to see if she would answer the door, but she didn't. And as he was waiting, the parrots kept talking, and they're really loud, so you can hear them down the hall even. And what do you think they started to say? AJ? They started to meow. And so he waited at the door. He said, why are these parrots meowing? This is so strange, unless they learned it from someone. And so he said, you know, I think she's sneaking in a cat in there because they were meowing. So he kind of put the connection together that she might have a cat. So he came back the next day and he knocked on the door. And this time my friend was home, and she quickly hid the cat before he got there. And she said, okay, and she opened the door, and her cat was hiding in the bedroom. And he said, okay, I just wanted to make sure everything's going okay in here. And he took a look around. He said, listen, I wanted to ask you, are you hiding a cat? And so she felt bad. She didn't want to lie. She didn't say anything. She kind of put her head down, and she said, how did you know? And he said, well, I came over yesterday, and your parrots were meowing, so I figured it out. Then she said, oh boy, these parrots. So he said, I'm so sorry, but you know, I told you you can't have any cats. So unfortunately, you're going to have to give the cat away. And then he also said, I've been receiving complaints from the neighbors about the parrots because they talked all day and they would hum and yell and talk, and everyone was kind of sick and tired of them because they were so loud. So he said, you know what, you have to get rid of your cat, but you also have to get rid of your parrots. Right? You're okay, Rosie? So she was so sad. She said, you know, I had the parrots, I love my parrots, and I also love my cat, and I don't want to get rid of them, but she had to because she knew she couldn't stay there any longer. So she was starting to think about a place where she could give them away to. And a few days went by, and in the middle of the night, the apartment next to her, there was a fire in the middle of the night. And for some reason, the smoke detector was not working. But the parrots, because they would listen to the radio and they would learn, they knew what a fire looked like, and they knew how to say, fire, 911, call 911. So in the middle of the night, who do you think was yelling, fire, fire, call 911? The parrots. So they woke everybody up. Everyone, heard the parrots because they're so loud. And everyone woke up. They were able to all evacuate. They put out the fire. They called 911. And when all the commotion was done, everyone realized that the parrots saved the day. And so the landlord came up to my friend and said, your parrots saved my building. If it wasn't for your parrots, our building would maybe be gone. It would be on fire. So what do you think he said? Yes.
That you can keep your parrot and your cat?
Yes, and the cat. Good. So at first he just said, you can keep the 2 parrots because, they're really good to have around here. But he also said, just for you, I'm going to make an exception because I know you like cats. I'm going to let you keep your cat too. And she was so happy that she could keep her 2 parrots and also her cat. So I know you guys don't have parrots, although many of you might ask your parents for one after today. But what you guys have is you have friends and family, and you have brothers and sisters who you're always around, right? So people around you, if you're acting kind towards them and nice, what do people around you usually do? AJ? Will they be mean back to you if you're nice usually? No, so if you're nice to someone and you're kind and you forgive others, people around you tend to copy what you do, and because you're a good influence, they are kind and nice back, right? What about people who are mean? People who are mean and bad to you, what do you think, how is everyone going to react to you? Yes?
They say sorry.
They say sorry? That would be nice. But other times, they're going to act mean back, right? So I want you guys to remember from this little story that you can be a good and positive influence for people around you, for your friends, for your family. I like my hair. For your friends and family and for everyone around you, okay? Is there someone that we can imitate that we know that has a good character and is loving and kind that you guys know? Who can we imitate? Yes?
Jesus.
Jesus. So Jesus, when we look for someone to copy or imitate, we should read the Bible and look to Jesus because he was kind, loving, and forgiving, and we should always be like Jesus, okay? And I know you guys want to pet Rosie, so after Children's Story, I'm going to be in the pastor's office if you guys want to hold her, okay? Thank you so much for listening.